Hi, how are you? This is Damaris Maria. Hey, how's it going? So this is Damaris Maria from Integrated Holistic Nurse, which I am, and I'm here at Jennifer Lane Acupuncture and Wellness Center. And today we're going to talk about what it is to prepare for meditation. So a video that I just made earlier was what is meditation and how is it compared to mindfulness? And now we're just going to prepare for a meditation. How do you get ready to meditate? Whether it's a sitting meditation, whether it's a walking meditation, whether it is just observing your breath. How do you kind of get yourself in the mood? What do you do? So I have a mat here, and this is just one area of that you can meditate. You can meditate on a mat or a cushion or a bolster of such. But really, I always recommend, initially, meditation is the calmness of the mind. Meditation brings an awareness and a non-judgment thought to observe what is going on, but clears out all of that clutter. People say monkey mind, people say racing mind, chaotic, clearing out the chaos and bringing out the calm. Now, for most people, sitting meditation is kind of difficult, but these are a few steps that I want to talk about on how you prepare to meditate. So whether it is waking up in the morning or just resetting the mind and the body, find a quiet place. Meditation is very effective when you are either observing the five senses of the body or you're de-sensing the body. Meaning, find a place, quiet. Maybe it's the bedroom, maybe it's a spare room in the house, maybe it's just a corner within a room to get away from all of the things that are going on in your life. Or maybe it's even a spot at work that you might find where there's less people, whatever that may be. So when I talked about senses, find a place that maybe lighting is calm, it's dimmer, the sounds are soothing, they're not crashing waves or crashing of you hear the traffic and the TV's on. You really want to find a setting where it is conducive to a healing mind. There are ways when you are in the middle of chaos or in the middle of something going on and you still can find that calmness. For example, last year I did Times Square yoga, and we were in the middle of the city, and all of this noise and this clutter and this energy was surrounding us. But when we closed our eyes and we found our breath, we did small, steady movement meditations and movement with yoga poses and such, the surroundings didn't matter anymore. But when you're first beginning to find this calmness with the mind, I highly, highly recommend give yourself a space. Find it. So for me, I have a home practice of meditation and a daily practice of meditation. And sometimes my meditation is only 5 minutes, and sometimes it's over 20 minutes. And that varies each and every day because I have to be aware of what is going on. So first, find a quiet place. Second, dim the lighting. Make it calm and collective for yourself. Third, either have music or soft, soothing sounds. There's even some sounds that will help bring the wave lengths in your body, the alpha, the beta, the delta, and the gamma waves, and brings your consciousness to a certain level by bringing the sound wave. It's called binaural beats that trigger a hertz sound and brings down that consciousness within the mind by just through sound therapy. So in that alone, you can bring a calmness. So for today, I'm on a mat. I'm going to be comfortable. I'm going to be sitting, so I'm going to prepare a sitting meditation. If you want to lie down, you're welcome to. You can get a pillow if you wanted to do this in bed first thing, or you just wanted to just start out here with a yoga mat. I'm going to take my bolster and bring it under my knees, right? If I wanted to do something lying. But initially, I want to work out the hips and the upper body to prepare for either a lying or a sitting meditation, if that's what we're going to do. So to do that, before I get back into that lying position, I'm going to just work out, stretch out the legs. I'm going to roll the shoulders back, up and down. I'm going to do a gentle stretch up of the arms, lifting up the chest, and then exhaling the arms down. Taking the hands behind me, and then I can even cross the legs, but we're not going to get into that just yet. You can even figure four the legs, and then lift up the chest. Really stretch it up. Inhale through the nose. Imagine that there's a string that's going from the mid-chest all the way up to the ceiling, and it's really opening up that chest, lifting you up. And then your exhale, bringing that nose down into that mid-chest. And the one more time, lift up. Exhale down. And then switch the legs. Reach the arms up, stretch. Good. And release it. And then we're gonna do just a couple stretches of the hips, just gentle twists. We're just getting our body kind of moving for that, sitting preparation or lying preparation, sinking into the ground. So we're just kind of moving, just a gentle movement. Reaching those arms up. And then twist at the torso. Lower that one hand to the thigh and the other hand behind. Lift up that chest again. Imagine that string goes all the way up to the ceiling, and twist. Breathing in through the nose, lifting up the chest, bringing those shoulders up and back. Good. And center, arms up. Twist, bringing that right hand down to the left thigh, left hand behind, lifting up that chest, stretch. Good, and release. Then bring those hands behind you. You can cross the legs, you can spread them out, wherever you want to do right now is totally okay. We're just working out the hips a little. And then lift up the hands, and then just do a gentle forward fold. Good. And then bring in that right leg into the chest. Flex that foot. And you can take this right leg, bring it over to the side. Yeah. Just opening up this hip here. Whether we're laying down or sitting, we're just kind of, getting it a little bit of flow and oxygen and movement, circulation into that area. So then what I want you to do is roll that hip. Roll it out, externally rotate it, internally rotate it. Good. And then extend it out. And then take the other leg. Lift it up. Knee into the chest or even out toward the armpit. On the other side, just opening up a little bit here. You do some rotations here. Right? And then left. Real easy and gentle. Then you can extend the legs out, bend the knees, lift up that chest one more time, and then fold forward. And then come up slowly. All right, and then we're gonna just do a couple standing poses here, and then just open up the hips again, just to really get some movement here. Just kind of work it out, and then we'll go into a little gentle meditation. So we're just kind of opening up here in this area because we're sitting and grounding, and sometimes after 10 or 15 minutes it can be a little achy for you. So one, it's good to just build up circulation, build up warmness, and bringing the breath to those places that may be a little cranky. So we're just going to just press the feet down. Just start here. This is called a Tadasana or mountain pose. Press the feet down. Imagine as if your feet are like rectangles or squares, and you have 4 corners. Your pinky toe and your big toe press down, and then your heel has 4 points or pressing down, and then that brings your shins forward. Lift up the kneecaps by exploring the muscles in the quad. You bring your belly button up and in, back toward that spine. Lift the shoulders up and back. Just take a breath here, and then bring the arms to the side. Just notice the breath. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to just come here, center. Inhale. Exhale. And we're just going to do a gentle raise the arms up, stretch up. And then exhale, release down. And then gentle side stretch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back center. And switch. And then extend, pressing that left foot down, and that top arm up and over. Really reaching, stretching. And one more time on the other side. Pressing that right foot more down, pressing that left foot into the earth, grounding, extending from the left foot all the way up to those fingertips. Good. And back to center. And then arms behind you. Interlace the thumbs like so. Lift up that chest. Good. And release. And then we're just going to do 2 hip movements. And we're going to come into a low lunge. I have a knee pad. You don't have to use a knee pad. You can use a blanket or such. If your knees are bothering you, you can't, you've noticed that it's hard to put your knees onto the floor. You can always use a blanket or a pillow. And we're going to work out first on the right side, the hip flexor. This one's called yoga knees. Pretty fun. You don't have to use this one, but you can use anything. And we're just working at the hips so that when you're sitting, if you're going to have a sitting meditation or even a lying meditation, you kind of open up this pelvic floor, but also you've helped find movement, so then when you're trying to find the groundedness and centeredness, there is movement. Because sometimes when you're so cranky, you don't have that because it's just not malleable. And the connective tissue and the joints are just so dehydrated and so cranked up, and the muscles are tight. And we really, to become calm, it's not just about clearing the mind, it's this holistic approach, the mind-body. So we're trying to clear out the physical body to get to the subtle body, to get to the mental body. It's just another way of helping move that energy. So here we're just in a gentle low lunge. I use the knee. You can have it active, curl that back toe. And then we're just gonna take the hands to the hips and just gently rock back and forth. And then I'm gonna take this bolster to the side, the blanket to the side, hands down, and then I'm just gonna rock back. And this is the only time where this knee can go past the foot, where it won't hurt the ankle. And then if you feel comfortable, hands to the hips, you can bring those arms up. Just stretch it up. Good. And then to do a little bit more of a stretch, I'm gonna take that right hand down to the floor, that left arm up. Just stretching just a little bit more on that side body on the left. Breathe into it, inhale. Exhale. And then back up to center. And then we'll do a little reverse lunge. So you're gonna bring the hands down, and then you're gonna bring the hands down on each side of the foot, lift up and lengthen, and then just flex that foot in the front. Inhale. Exhale, and then just kind of come forward, stretching out this right hip flexor and back. And good. And then we're going to switch. Hands at the hips. Just to reset, you can go 90 degrees in this one. You also can bring this knee a little bit past the ankle. Really always come to the breath. Inhale. You can take that back foot. It can either be curled under or flat. It's totally up to you. Working this left side of the hip. Inhale. Exhale. Coming forward and back. Forward and back. Good. And then raise the arms up. Stretching up. Reaching. Lengthening. With every inhale, you want to lengthen the body. With every exhale, you're just expanding. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open. And then we're going to bring that left hand down. And then just open up just gently on the right side. And then back. And then come into a light runner's lunge, hands to frame that foot, stretch out that front foot, lift up the chest, and then exhale, fold if you can. And then try to gently move forward and back, and forward and back. Beautiful. And then we're going to come to just a gentle camel pose. I'm going to work at the hip here. You can keep the feet flat down on the floor. We're just going to do circle. 1. Counterclockwise. And then clockwise. And then we're going to come back to our seated position. Now here's where you want to prep. So if you're going to have a seated practice, you can first start at the wall. I highly recommend starting at the wall. I recommend having a soft, soothing sound. You can use Pandora, you can use YouTube, free, calm meditation music, or I think I'll be offering some free meditations and downloadable sounds and music CD coming up. So I'll offer that sometime soon, so I'll let you know. But how to prepare for a sitting meditation. When I first learned how to sit in meditation, it didn't always happen for me. So I had to always go to the wall to support my back. Now, if sitting isn't going to work, you're welcome to lie down and find pillow or something to put underneath the knees for support, but you don't want to fall asleep. So if you're falling asleep, that means you are still tired and you haven't slept enough, and you may not be ready for this active meditation. Now for our bedtime meditation, we want you to be more relaxed. This one, I want you to kind of get into the clearing. So I don't want you to falling asleep yet, but if you want to lay down and that's more comfortable for you, make sure you have something underneath your thighs or to help support the knees. You can use a bolster, you can use a blanket. I have both here, and pillows. Be creative. Whatever you have in your house, find it.